guys, what's up? It's Benjamin Stolemice here, back again, doing a video, and today we are doing a video that hopefully none of you guys have ever seen in your subscription feed. I want to do something that's kind of different today, which I am doing a top 10 video. Yes, you have seen the title correctly. Top 10 bosses / minions that should be pets in Wizard101. Empyrea Part 1 and Part 2. We're going to include both worlds, or both parts, I say worlds, both parts into this video. So this is like an opinion-based video. You guys will feel free to disagree with me all you want. Even if you don't agree with everything I say, or you agree with the majority that I say, make your own list. Tell me them down below in the comment section, you know, because I'm kind of curious where you guys stand at. And also, if I had it my way, these would all be droppable pets in Empyrea Part 1. Kind of like how the new storm, well, they call it storm-ish fogs, but they're humongous fogs, basically. Like, I would like there to be, like, more droppable pets like this one in the game, just so it gives us something to do, but I would understand why they would want to make some of them crowns or alpacas, whatever, like, hide behind a paywall as well, so you can make some money off of it. But here we go, without further ado, guys, let's get into the top 10. Okay, so for number 10 spot, we have a 4-way tie, which is all the shadow creatures that were in the Xanadu. So, I know technically 3 of these creatures were actually in Casella's Part 1 and Part 2 in the game prior, so that's kind of why it's at a low-ranked spot. But I've always wanted there to be, like, a shadow creature, whatever, as a pet. And I hope that someday, it doesn't have to be anytime soon, and you can just let me dream about it all you want. Because I actually do think that these would be some pretty cool looking pets. And I actually do want there to be shadow form pets. Even if these are like in a crown shop, as long as it's not like too overpriced. Like, I think $5 would be reasonable to pay for these, but they'll probably have them for like $20. Like every other pet in the crown shop. But yeah, I do think that the shadow creatures are worthy of the number 10 spot, but the reason why they're at the number 10 spot is because they technically weren't introduced in Empyrea Part 1 or 2. They were introduced in Casella's Part 1. But so, since the Trickster did actually technically get introduced in Part 1 of Empyrea, I'm just going to throw it onto the number 10 spot. But yeah, that's our number 10 spot. Hopefully this doesn't throw you off too much. But now let's actually get into the creatures that did, you know, come from Empyrea Part 1. Alright, so for number 9 spot, we are actually in the northeast area plains, which this area right here in Empyrea Part 2 actually is like one of the dopest areas in the entire game, first up. It also has some of the coolest mobs in the game. So, I'm going to be for the number 9 spot talking about the Fango. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. But the reason why I really want these to be pets, and I will admit they look a lot like the Maple Moose pet, which is a Christmas pet, and my myth has it as well, is because it just looks cool, and it has like a little glow to it, to the antlers. And that's like the only reason why I want it, is because it looks kind of cool. And it also has like a little glow to it with its antlers, and it makes me want to look at it a lot. So that's kind of the only reason why it's here. This is not gonna lie, like one of those pets that I don't care if they put into the game or not. But the next few I actually do. Okay, for number 8 spots, we have the Venturous. Now, the Venturous is actually a side quest that's found in the northeast area plains. And this guy, I will admit, he is basically the lost soul from Unicorn Way. And they made multiple lost soul pets, but they never made a stone version of that pet. And also, they never made one that looks this cool. I actually do really like this because of the textures and the little lightning around him. And that's kind of the reason why he's at the number 8 spot. It's just because of how cool and like how cool his textures look. I'm not gonna hide it. And plus, I am a stone wizard, so I am kind of biased when it comes to like pets like this or mobs like this that I think should be pets. And honestly, I don't know if I would spend money on this guy just because he is technically a reskin of something else that's already in the game. But it would look really amazing on a pet. Okay, for number 7 spot, we have the Meows, which hopefully I didn't mispronounce that, but these guys are kind of cool. They're like a cat and owl mix, and I don't have a whole lot to say for them other than they're kind of unique. And I don't know how I feel about them necessarily. I don't know if I think they're too ugly or if they're just kind of cool in their own way. I don't know, but I'm going to put it on the list just to see what you guys think about it. So do you guys think that this would be a pretty cool pet if they ever made it into one? Or do you not think so? I don't know. I think that this would be a decent pet if to make it like from a vendor or something, or like from a boss. I would personally never spend money on this pet, like actual clowns. So yeah, that's our number 7 spot. Okay, for our number 6 spot, we are in the Chaos Jungle, which is later on in the storyline. But we are going to be looking at the Twisted Jungle Ant. Now, these guys, there's many variations of them in Empyrea Part 2. I know there's like the Fire Ants. I know there's the Jungle Ants that we're seeing right now. And I believe there's the Death Ants. I believe there was a boss that was like Death cover. And it was just, you know, it was cool too. But I love the Jungle Ants because they just look cool. The green and yellow, not so much the yellow, but the green makes it stand out. And I actually do really want this to be a pet sometime down the road. It doesn't have to be anytime soon, but this does look like a cool pet. Green's always been one of my favorite colors and has always been a first go-to for me. So, yeah. The Jungle Ant. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because they are kind of plain, but I absolutely do love these pets, and well, mobs. I have to say mobs because they're not pets yet, but I would absolutely love it if it ever became a pet. I would probably not spend crowns on it, but, you know, I would farm for it a long time. So, yeah, that's our number 6 spot. Move on to number 5. Okay, so for our number 5 spot, and these are like when they get really, really good in my opinion, goes to the Shadowy Throne Fog. Now, these guys were actually found in the Chaos Jungle, and I actually really like them for kind of 2 reasons. One, the outer growth they have to them, and 2, that little shadow that follows them around everywhere as they go. And plus, they also look cute, you know, in my opinion. So this is why I want to put these at number 5. It's just because they're kind of cool, and they stick out like a sore thumb. And not in like in a bad way, even though it's technically a bad saying. But they are like something I would not mind looking at for a long time. So that is why it's at our number 5 spot. Okay, for our number 4 spot are the monkey spiders. Now, these guys we actually do see pretty early on in the storyline. I'm actually in the area jungle right now, but there's like a little cave that you go inside of, and these are where these guys are at. And I remember doing this when Empyrea Part 1 first just dropped like a year ago. I was doing it with a friend, and when I was doing it with a friend, he told me that these pets, these NPCs right here would be really cool pets, and who would actually end up buying one, and I agreed. These are actually pretty cool, and I don't know, like, I do think that these guys are actually really cool, and these are the reason why I'm actually doing this list, is because of these NPCs right here. So that's without the number 4 spot, but the next 3, in my opinion, are amazing, and that's why I can't place this any higher than the next 3. Okay, so for number 3 spot, we are back in the northeast area plains. I'm telling you, this is like one of the best spots in the entire game because of how cool it looks, and also of how many cool mobs there are in the game. In this place right here. And the number 3 spot goes to the Snipe. Now, the Snipe is actually one of the coolest NPCs I think they've made in the entirety of an Empyrea Part 2. And I actually do madly like these guys. Like, these guys are actually really, really cool. And I think I would buy one for my Ice Wizard just because of how cool it is. It actually kind of looks cute in my opinion. So, yeah, that's our number 3 spot. Okay, for our number 2 spot, it will actually go to 2 mobs in the game, and there was one in the inner Athnor and one in the outer Athnor, which actually will go to the Flame Fairy, and also I believe is the Ice Fairy, which is the same thing, but one's fire and one's ice. And I actually like the Flame Fairy a bit better, which is the fire version. I actually think they're actually both really cool minions in the game. I actually would love to have one of these on my fire pets, another one on my ice, because these are just so well designed, and I like the texture. I just like the little ball of fire they have falling around them. So the reason why they'll actually at the number 2 spot is because I do really like them a lot, and I do think that they're probably one of the coolest NPCs to come out of Empyrea, maybe even Arc 3 as a whole. I do think these guys are really cool in that sense. So that is why they're at the number 2 spot, is because I actually do think these are like some of the best NPCs we have gotten in the 3rd arc so far. Okay, I want to make two really quick honorable mentions, and the reason why these both are honorable mentions is because one, I couldn't find out where I want to put them, and also the other one, they actually did make into the mount. So in the northeast area plains, there's actually the blue ox, which is actually what I'm riding right here. It's the same thing, but minus the saddle, and I actually do really like it. I wish they turned that into a pet, and I would say out of all of these to be turned into pets, that is the most likely because it's actually the most beloved of Empyrea Part 2, but I didn't want to include it because it's all been made into a mount, which I'm using right now, and also these fireflies that are in the area jungle. So both of these are both honorable mentions. I just did not know where to put them, so that's why they're on here. Okay, for number one spot, when I first saw this boss, this guy is actually the most scariest thing I've probably seen inside of Wizard101, and also at the same time the coolest thing I've ever seen inside of Wizard101. And he's behind this door right here. If anyone has been done Empyrea Part 1, you're about to know which boss I'm about to show you. But in my opinion, this is like one of the coolest things they've ever done in this game was make this guy, at least for the third arc. I would say hands down this is the best looking boss that comes out of the third arc, and I would argue probably in a long time, because it's just here, I'm just gonna show you guys what he looks like. Okay, so the terror right here, this guy's actually kind of hard when you fight him, kind of hard, but not really. He is amazing, and I love this guy. He is probably one of my favorite bosses in the entire game, just because of how scary he looks. And I think if they can make him to like the Gabor pet that they also have in the game, which I have a screenshot right up on here, which I believe there's like Halloween one and then the regular one. If they can make him just something like that, like even that height, this would be one of the best pets I think they could have in the game right now. So that's just my opinion. Yeah, that's our number one spot.